Hey guys, welcome back to the Summit Hydraulics channel. My name is Sam, and today we're going to be doing a install of a third function valve kit on our very own John Deere 3038E. All right, we're going to get started into the assembly of the third function kit of some of the basic parts before we put it onto the tractor. So coming out of the box, you got your DO3 spool valve here. It should be wrapped up just like this, as well as have a cardboard piece at the bottom. You will have to remove this cardboard piece. Coming out of the kit, you're going to have an assortment of different fittings and adapters. So we're going to pull those out and we're going to put those on the block first before putting our DO3 spool valve on there. It's going to be a little bit easier to cinch those down without the spool valve on top first. So we're going to go ahead and do that. Make sure you lubricate your O-rings as always. Don't want anything to be distorted when threading them on there. Just a little dab, just rubbing on the O-rings just to get them nice and lubricated. Nothing crazy. Nothing too tight. So once it's nice and snug, just a little tweak there. Now we will be mounting the DO3 spool valve onto the manifold. From there, if you take a look at your manifold, it does have a little pinhole here next to one of the Allen screw holes. You'll want to match that up to the side that's labeled P on your spool valve. That is going to be the side you want pointing towards going onto the manifold to indicate the correct fitment and orientation of the spool mounted on the manifold. Just like that. Just like that, we got our 4 screws going through the spool valve into the manifold, along with our 4 adapters. Next, we'll be mounting the bottom bracket, which will fasten onto the right side of the loader arm, which will hold the entire third function valve. So you have 2 Allen screws in the kit, and that's what will go through the bracket itself onto the bottom of the manifold. Keep in mind, ports A and B are going to be the ports facing upwards when mounted onto the tractor. Perfect. Just like that, we got the bracket mounted up, and now we are going to put this onto the tractor. On the right side of your tractor's loader arm, you should have a bolt hole here, and that is basically where we're going to mount the valve with this bolt right here in the kit. For this, you'll need a 17mm wrench. Again, remember, ports A and B should be facing upwards for this. Now that we have the whole spool valve mounted onto the side of the tractor, we'll be moving on to assembling the loader crossbeam bracket and installing that as well. Alright, let's get into assembling the loader crossbeam coupler bracket with the bulkhead adapters. So first, you're going to want to run the bulkhead adapters through this side that has the label on it. So it has the curve here of the bracket. So you're going to want to put those in just like that. Make sure you lubricate those O-rings for when you put the couplers on. From there, you'll be fastening the jam nut on the opposite side, just like that. And we'll get those tightened up, and then we'll put these couplers on as well. Now that we have everything all tightened up, we're going to take this over to the loader crossbeam and get this all tightened on there with our worm gear clamps. Alright, so for the install of this bracket, like I said, the bracket is a little bit rounded to kind of mimic the roundness of your loader crossbeam arm. So you'll either want to mount it kind of like that. You don't want to get too close like that, because if you obviously have any hoses for your third function grapple, for example, you know, it's not going to want to connect up nicely. So just kind of keep into consideration when you're orientating that and running those clamp brackets through that we have right here. Perfect, nice and sturdy. So next we're going to move on to the installation of the hoses. So these hoses are labeled HS072, and you should have 2 of these in your kit. We will be connecting these 2 to the A and B ports coming up, and then the 90-degree will be connecting to the 2 couplers on the end of the loader. So once you have those lines orientated properly, you can go ahead and tighten them down and also zip tie those to the existing hard line, making sure everything's nice and uniform and out of the way to not get snagged or pinched or anything like that. We're then going to be installing our HS039 hose, which is going to be the pressure line, which is going to be coming from the power beyond port of your tractor's loader valve to the P port on the summit valve. If you look under here, you have a port that's labeled T and one that's labeled P. So you want to make sure that you have it coming from power beyond port to the port labeled P for this hose. For our tank line installation, you're going to be utilizing hose HS063 if you already have power beyond installed on your tractor, just like how we have here, which will be coming from your tank port on your third function valve underneath, which will be routed all the way up here to this female coupler that you see here. You're going to be removing that whole line completely and then incorporating HS063. If your tractor didn't have power beyond installed, obviously you wouldn't have that line there. You would have this hard line here, so only thing that you're removing is that hard line, which connects to this port here that you see, so that it's going to expose a male flat face thread there. And in that case, you would want to install hose HS040. So the female 90-degree flat face hose end would go there, and then the straight end would go to the T port on the third function valve. Just like that, we got our HS063 hose hooked up from our tank return port on our third function valve, along with our pressure tank line. So that's pretty much everything. All we got to do is make sure everything is nice and neat. We're going to go through all the lines and zip tie them, and we'll be done. Remember, when zip tying your lines, you know, we're doing this to ensure everything is nice and neat, out of the way of anything hazardous, like such as the wheel here. This is in very close proximity of the wheel. You don't want anything to get snagged because you're gonna lose some fluid, all right. But make sure everything is nice and neat. Follow a lot of those existing hard lines. They're there for a reason. Obviously, they're in the right places to begin with. So we're doing that. And yeah, just make sure everything is out of the way for anything that's snagged or can get pinched. For this part, we're going to be installing our joystick along with our harness. So you should have this harness piece along with this joystick piece. So you have 2 connectors here, which will be going to your solenoids on the third function valve, and that will be connecting to the midway point onto the harness here. From there, you have these wires here where you can split these off, and you could either route these to your ignition or to your battery. But in today's video, we're going to be routing it to the battery. So you have your harness here. It's got its 2 Deutsch connectors, one for the top solenoid and one for the bottom solenoid. We're going to put that on there just like that. Perfect. From there, we can route this way. We'll go ahead and clean that up after we get the joystick installed. First, you're going to want to remove the knob off of your loader valve joystick handle. In our case, ours is threaded on. Sometimes they are pressed on. So from there, if you do look at the bottom of our joystick handle, it does have these little inserts. These can be removed with some pliers. And if you do have to remove any for whatever reason, it could be because of the diameter skinnier or wider. In our case, we're not going to have to remove any of them. So we're just going to press it on, right on there. Perfect, just like that. From there, we're going to tighten our Allen screws. Before connecting these two connections together, we're going to make sure that we have our two positive and ground wires hooked up to our battery first. From there, after that, we can hook up these two connections together. Perfect. After you got this routed to your battery, you can then utilize the zip ties to ensure everything's neat. Obviously, you want to make sure, this is in your engine cab area. You don't want any wires to get caught or any wires to melt. So now that we have the joystick hooked up to the battery, now we can go ahead and connect it to the harness. After you do that, you can engage the buttons and listen for a clicking sound from either the top coil or the bottom coil. So now that we have everything hooked up for our third function valve and we know we have power going to it, we're going to go ahead and make sure all these wires are nice and neat, utilize those zip ties. But other than that, you have a third function valve on your tractor for the fraction of the price. Thank you for tuning in today's video on this installation of this third function for the John Deere 3038E. If you have any questions about the installation, feel free to reach out to us via email or phone, or you can let us know below in the comments. If there's other things you would like us to see us install on this tractor, we would love to hear that as well as any other tractors you would like us to install kits on. But other than that, please remember to share, like, and subscribe, and stay tuned for the next one.